I'm very proud of this fact, and it's a strange life, if you will. Very few pastors are as responsible for the number of people who have come back to church as this Jew is. I just want to say that for the record.
And the restoration of church is the fundamental basis of a restoration of the West. I say this as a Jew. Everybody who grew up in a Christian household and whose grandparents were Christian needs to go to church. Everyone.
Well, you know, we have a common bond. It's the Judeo-Christian tradition, the heritage. And remember that Christianity sprang from Judaism in this country, in this city. And we never forget that bond.
Christians true to their faith are doing God's work. That's what I believe. And as Maimonides, who was no fan of Christianity or Islam, because he was persecuted by both, the greatest Jewish thinker, many think, he said it's Christians who brought the world to the Torah more than Jews did.
I, as a Jew, have not only no problem with people saying, for example, Christ is king. I think that that's a good thing for Christians to say. I want Christians to do that because I think that for American society, more people need to declare who are Christian that Christ is king and go back to church because after all, Jesus was a Jew and not only was a Jew, was a practicing Jew.
I'm very proud to be the Prime Minister of Israel, a country that says Merry Christmas first to its Christian citizens and to our Christian friends around the world. I'm proud that Israel is the country in which Christians not only survive, but they thrive.
I am one of the biggest defenders of Christmas in the United States of America. If my nation celebrates a holiday, I'm a member of that nation. That's all that I need to know. Number two, the vast majority of my co-citizens, although unfortunately that is diminishing, have been Christian all of American history. They have given me the best and most pro-Jewish country in Jewish history. Why would I not want to celebrate their biggest holiday?
When we talk about the West and Western civilization, that a muscular pursuit of religious values, and in the West you're talking Christian values, is absolutely necessary to the upholding of the West.
Jesus was a Jewish rabbi living 2,000 years ago. He was a rabbi from the Galilee, okay? He came to Jerusalem, he turned the money tables of the tables of the money changers on the Temple Mount.
The Jews of America are the luckiest Jews who ever lived outside of Israel. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. The biggest supporters in Europe as well, generally speaking, the biggest supporters of Israel and the Jews are Christians, including often in Europe.
And I think that in the end, for America, that's what I'd love to see is a more Christian America in which more people choose God. That's going to require more leadership like yours. It's going to require more powerful Christian leadership.
And I know that we have, in this effort, the support of our Christian friends around the world. We've not had greater friends.
You do have such great friends, and myself included.
I regard Christianity as a divine way of bringing the world to Sinai. So I see you, all of you here, well, nearly all of you, and the two wonderful pastors between whom I'm sitting, as divinely ordained in your Christianity. I don't see you as a false religion.
Jesus was actually he was an observant Jew. I mean, it does talk in the New Testament about Jesus, being a Jew and doing Jewish things and such.
We are proud of our Christian friends. The state of Israel would not have come into being if it weren't for the avid support of Christians in the 19th century, in the 20th century as well. And in the 21st century, we know that we have no better friends around the world than our Christian friends. So thank you. Thank you all for standing up with Israel, standing up for the truth. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So the rabbi was not exactly the greatest defender of Judaism, but gave it a try. So then the priest said, Dennis, can I give it a try? So I go, Father, please go right ahead. And he goes, caller, this is Father so-and-so, Roman Catholic priest. God chose the Jews. Get a life.
Boom. Exactly. Drop.
That was it.
That's the mic drop.
Yes.
I love it.
And the answer, my answer was, go to church. Religion, yeah, I figured, yeah.
The idea of the rebirth of the Jewish state in modern times came from Christian Zionists that preceded Jewish Zionism.
In the UK?
In the UK and the US too. In the US too. And they basically said that it's time that the vision of the prophets be realized, the ingathering of the exiles.
The greatest enemy of Israel in the United States is the university. The greatest friend of Israel in the United States are religious Christians. I have brought more Americans to Christianity than any living Christian. Okay? I know that for a fact.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to No More News. I am your host, Adam Green. Thank you all for joining me today, Monday, October 13th, 2025. Huge, massive, epic Monday show. Trump is in Israel addressing the Knesset, signing Gaza peace summit deals, tons of clips, Kushner stuff, Witkoff, Netanyahu, Trump. We've got some Nick Fuentes loving Jews, why Christians actually love Jews for killing Jesus and giving them their savior. Gonna be a massive show today, only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. We got the powerchat.live/no more news link over in the description below and pinned to the top of the live stream where we're streaming on Rumble and Odyssey and X. Huge stuff, so much stuff to cover. That we got started by a Nothing They Hate More compilation by John Garadas. So epic. I love starting the show with these epic mixes. Powerful, great song choice, great editing. I still want to see a Benjamin Netanyahu talking about. There's this clip that we're missing where he was underground opening up some like holy site that they found underground, and he says that Jesus healed the blind. Also, we got to get an epic Netanyahu shilling for Jesus mix, but we will work on this. This was epic. Nothing They Hate More. First clip, before we get into Trump on the plane on the way over to Israel, talks again about getting into heaven. He keeps doing this. Always talking about if he's going to make it to heaven or not. Is this his way of trying to get people to praise him? It's like, oh, you're going to heaven. You're getting VIP through the gates of heaven. You're basically the ruler of heaven. What does he want people to say? But
Would have never happened.
Here's that. Alex Jones was covering, and he was like, does this mean that Trump is about to die? He's talking about heaven and his legacy. It's a weird thing to always be saying.
You know, I'm being a little cute.
A little cute. I'm just being a little cute. Just being cute for the cameras.
You know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think.
Nothing's going to get him into heaven. What does he mean by that? Does he want everybody to tell him how much of a special boy he is? Why is he never getting into heaven? Because he doesn't really believe? Or because he's done really terrible things? Serious guilt and sin? Why would he say he's never getting into heaven? He wants everybody, all the Christians, to say, yes, you are. We're praying for you that you get into heaven.
I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly an Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people. And you know, as an example, had the election of 2020 not been rigged, you would have millions of people living just in Russia, Ukraine alone. That would have never happened, and it didn't happen for 4 years. And I knew Putin very well. It was the apple of his eye. All the things I've said would have never happened. We had an incompetent administration. We had an incompetent president. And because of a crooked election, millions of people are dead. And by the way, the Israeli thing was much harder to get settled because of the past administration. Okay? You know, I'm being...
The Israeli thing was harder. So now all the focus is going to be on Ukraine and Russia. If Trump makes a deal there and they give him credit for an end of the war there too, it's like not even going to feel real. He will be the peace president, the peacemaker, the biblical prince of peace, bringing peace to the earth like the prophecies foretold.
A little cute.
Crazy. Until the peace is over. Like the prophecy says, they will say, when the people say peace and safety, that's when the destruction comes, right? He is being welcomed as, again, Cyrus the Great. In his address to the Knesset, one of the Israelis also called him Cyrus, introduced him as the modern-day Cyrus. who was viewed as the anointed one, the Gentile ruler of Persia who allowed them to go back and rebuild the temple, helped them rebuild the temple. All of this Cyrus, pumping Cyrus into his brain and into the matrix. And everybody's going to be, the next topics are going to be peace in Russia and Ukraine, Palestinian statehood in the West Bank talk, and how long before are we really going to see another 3.5 years of Trump's term and no talk about the Dome of the Rock or a temple being built next to the Dome of the Rock? Cyrus the Great. Even Jerusalem Post has an opinion piece. Donald Trump has played the same role as biblical figure Cyrus the Great, acting to help the Jewish people while others hesitated. They were already calling him Cyrus the Great and putting him on the Third Temple coins as Cyrus. And Netanyahu has on video comparing him to Cyrus as well. I could probably do a search for that right now and find that. Where's the Cyrus clip? Here it is. Introduced by the Knesset speaker, Cyrus the Great.
One other American president, but as a giant of Jewish history. One for whom we must look back 2.5 millennia into the mists of time to find a parallel, Cyrus the Great. You, President Donald J. Trump, are a colossus who will be enshrined in the pantheon of history.
Enshrined in the, what did he call it? In the what of history?
Thousands in the pantheon of history.
Pantheon?
Thousands of years.
Did he say the pantheon? Jews believe in pantheon now? A pantheon of gods? They're calling him a Gentile god. The King Cyrus coins anointed. Right, look, here's some. Huh. Didn't realize that. They were calling Ivanka Esther and Trump Cyrus. What's this? Oh, remember when he said, look at it, September 2020, he shared this. Thank you. Believe Trump is sent by God.
I'm not kidding. I truly believe that Donald Trump was sent by God. True. He's not perfect. He's a sinner. But if you read the Bible, so was Moses, so was David, so was everybody.
He says, thank you. Where's my Cyrus stuff? What is this? Oh, the exiled crown prince of Iran sent. He's talking a lot about Iran making a deal in this latest clips today, too. The exiled crown prince of Iran sent this letter to Trump calling for action against Iran's regime and urging him to expand the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords. Are we going to be seeing that, too? Let's see. Oh, I don't have any of the Cyruses on there. I'll have to check a hard drive.
Trump are a colossus who will be enshrined in the pantheon of history. Thousands of years from now, Mr. President, the Jewish people will remember you.
Dude, the biblical book of Trump, the gospel of Trump. Remember when Miriam Adelson said that she hopes there will be a biblical book of Trump? She's here in the Knesset. He addresses her as well. He talks about how she's basically Israel first. Miriam Adelson hopes there will be a biblical book of Trump. He's going down in history as a biblical servant of Israel.
We are a nation that remembers another American president, but as a giant of Jewish history.
Giant of Jewish history. Here he is addressing Miriam.
Once they said broken promises from many other American presidents, you know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
2018 article, Yahoo News.
Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up. Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I could think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently.
Not innocent. He's done this one before. Where did he say this before? I remember the clip. He was like, yeah, they were in the White House every day telling me more for Israel, more for Israel.
60 billion in the bank, 60 billion.
Bragging about her money, 60 billion.
Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I could think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently. She's got 60 billion in the bank, 60 billion.
Top donor is Zionists that say all they care about is being good Zionists and good citizens of Israel. And that's who's in the White House the most. Jared Kushner and all of their resources and energy focused on the Middle East, doing things for Israel.
And I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it, and they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him. He was very aggressive, very supportive of me.
Very aggressive.
He'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way. He'd come in and would do. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen.
Greatest thing to ever happen is you getting the Golan Heights. There was headlines, rumors that Miriam Adelson gave him the $100 million plus for the 2024 election with the guarantee or the promise that they would get to annex the West Bank. I don't think that's actually in the cards. Trump denied that. I was thinking that they were going to talk about doing a Palestinian statehood before he got elected, actually. And here's what the Adelsons are about.
All we care about is being good.
For people that don't know what Trump is actually revealing here, the extent of the Zionist influence at the highest levels of our politics, here's what the Adelsons say. All they care about is being good Zionists.
All we care about is being good Zionists, being good citizens of Israel. All we care about is being good Zionists, good citizens of Israel.
Yeah, no dual loyalties, though, right?
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country. She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel. I must.
Whoa!
We love you. Thank you.
Wow, dude. He goes over to Israel and talks to the audience, and he's like, number one person in the... Dude, he just exposed Zionist influence so hard. That is he broke the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, saying that their dual loyalty or more loyalty to Israel. He just accused his top supporter and donor in the White House, telling him what to do all the time, as being Israel first. And that is so funny the way he says he framed the question to her. Unbelievable. This is the funniest thing. Trump is... Dude, what a clown world. He says, I'm going to get her in trouble.
Miriam, stand up, please.
This is the funniest thing Trump's ever done, maybe.
Country. She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel?
Dude, that should be the question we ask every single Jew in America. Simple litmus test question. Trump just named the question. Where are your loyalties really to? Are you America first or are you Israel first? I can't believe he just said this in front of the Knesset. They must be shocked. People are kvetching after this. Oh my God. I like, this feels like a South Park skit or something. Or a parody cartoon. I can't believe this is real life.
Country, her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly.
Now, if we say it, it's still an anti-Semitic trope. He's up here saying it in front of the Knesset. Dude, the way he asked that question, what do you love more?
I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once. I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That means...
We know what that means. We know what that means. Oh my God, dude. How can... Dude. As much as a Zionist shill Trump is, how can you not love that? That he just did that right now. What is happening?
Jew, guilty, you're Jew, doesn't matter.
What is happening right now? What a clown show, says Need More Amalek. I know. Saving Israel for last, says Dennis the Menace. Trump has no shame. He does this on purpose. Okay, now I'm convinced he does this troll like Israel used to have total control, but not anymore. He's literally, he really is exposing Jewish power while trying to praise it. Now I'm convinced of this. Is this new or old? This is today in front of the Knesset. Laugh out loud. Enjoy the show. Most bass sound. I cannot believe this. I am shocked. Utterly astonished. Dry snitching. Is that what this is?
We love you. Thank you, darling, for being here. That's a great honor. Great honor. She's a wonderful woman.
Unbelievable. That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen Trump say, I think. Wow. What a start. What a start to the show. And we're only getting started. The Q-tards, It's Getting Biblical, World War, Where We Go One, We Go All. Trump signs a message to the Knesset in Israel. Let's see this one.
Perfect.
This is a great honor, a great and beautiful day, a new beginning. The new beginning. Did he spell beginning? Is that what that says?
Thank you.
He spelled beginning wrong? Did he spell... Hold on. That looks like beginning with an I. Is that what that says? Chat. It's got to say a new beginning. He spelled it with an I?
Thank you.
No, he didn't.
Perfect.
Big inning. Dude, he really did spell beginning wrong, huh? Whoa. That's going down in the history books. This is proof he wrote the Epstein letter? Dude, is everybody talking about this? Hashtag beginning gate. Plead to add this to my soundboard. Okay, Asylum. I got to get the TTS turned on. Dude, is everybody... If I search beginning spelled with an I... BB grinning. He dots his eyes. There's no way that's an E, though. That's definitely an I. That's an E, you're telling me? It doesn't even look like a B. Notice the dot on the I. It does look like a dot. See? Right there. That's a squeezed E? No way. Nobody squeezes an E into an I. Don't sweep. Unbelievable. Look at the B in beautiful. Or great. Yeah, look at the E in great. B. Oh, that one is kind of smashed, but you can still see it. It's more like a blob. That's how the... Vrilzer says that's how the rabbis say it, like Avraham. Beginning.
Thank you.
We're going to have to redo that. Oh, he was going to fix it right there. He just realized because he pulled out the Sharpie again. Hold on. Is everybody saying beginning? It's a new beginning, spelled totally wrong. Now here he is. Securing freedom for the final 20 hostages. Oh, I should have put that in the title, too. Hostages released. President Trump officially signs his historic Gaza peace plan. Look at this. Oh, my God. Look at the way they have it branded everywhere. Hold on. Where's the other shot? Peace in the Middle East. All big. Just say peace in the Middle East. Real big letters right above our heads. It's going to be the biggest Peace 2025 sign we've ever seen. The biblical 3,000 years of peace. Guys, where is this at? Egypt, duh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Uri Geller was saying, like, they're going to assassinate him in Egypt. And everybody sits in silence as he pulls out his Sharpie and does the loudest Sharpie noise I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
And it is official. He's like, I want everybody to hear the strokes of my Sharpie.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up.
Okay, now you know it's definitely not holding up. Now it's going to fall apart in 3.5 years like the Antichrist script says, huh? Dude, I called this shit so down to the T. Trump and Kushner back for peace in the Middle East, savior of the world narrative before it falls apart. I hope I'm wrong about the falling apart thing. I really do. I hope Trump proves me wrong. I will be a big fan if in 3.5 years or he ends his term and we don't have Gog and Magog. Need More Amalek says, laugh out loud. It's 100% not holding up. They're going to get their peace narrative and the war narrative. It's definitely not holding up if you ask me. Dude, 3,000 years, everybody realize that this is the biggest deal in 3,000 years, okay? It's biblical. Not even King Cyrus could do this. I'm basically the greatest peacemaker of all time history, and it's biblical, okay, guys? It's all happening.
3,000 years. This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up.
Yeah. Let's see how that prophecy ages. The orange prophecy, he is the red heifer.
Okay, thank you. You can use my pen if you want. Have a pen? Want to use mine? Okay.
You want my pen? He wanted everybody to sign the pen so he could keep it. And he could be like, everybody sign with me. That's what he was doing. Dude, they got these guys so far away from each other. COVID, 6-foot rule.
Okay.
Dude, the signing ceremony. This guy loves his signing ceremony. Did any other president do signing ceremonies like this? I don't recall these. He makes it a whole thing. The power of the pen. Okay, let's get these super chats turned on here. Sorry. Been missing them. I'm like wondering what you guys have to say. Dude, this is so wild. Is this just 2 minutes of that loud ass Sharpie? They're all using regular pens. His is all in big black Sharpie. Yo, John.
$30. I do these mixes not for them to get a few thousand views, but for them to go viral. Adam, share the link in the chat, and everyone, share this on all platforms and quote it on Twitter. And have a great show, all of you.
Good idea. Hold on.
Unity 17 sent $10 on Rumble. Cheers, Adam. Truth will prevail. Thanks for your hard work.
You got it. Anonymous
Sent $5.
I will play that in just a second.
Asylum 8 sent $10 on Rumble. Adam, please add to your soundboard.
I'll play that too. All right. Per John's request, I'm doing that
Names
the
sent
intro
$5
video.
on Rumble.
Name
So
said,
now that
thank
the
you.
Prince of Peace has brokered a temporary deal between Israel and Hamas, what do you think will be the event that will make Trump betray them?
They'll attack or something. Israel will bomb them, or a Muslim attack will happen in America or some Western nation. All it takes is some type of an attack,
Loser
and
sent
it's all back
$5
on.
on Rumble. He sketched a naked pic of Miriam for everyone to write in. All Epstein style.
Basically, yeah. Very true. So in the link below, everybody share it immediately. The John Garadas link that we started with. It's being heavily suppressed and gatekept by the Abrahamic echo chamber and the algorithms. ASMR Sharpie signing. Yeah, we gotta turn this down. Okay, let's see. Where was that? Oh, there's the link. Add this to the soundboard. Let's hear this. Crazy chemist.
Christian!
She could be a Jew and believe in
It
God.
doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff.
What?
She's not a Christian!
Oh, that's
be a
good.
Jew and believe in
It
God.
doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff. She's
Tampered in dark-sided stuff. Is she missing a tooth, or is that just like a tooth-sized gap in the middle of her mouth? This looks like this lady would be Christian.
She's not a Christian!
She could.
That's what the people like are tweeting at me. He's not a Christian. He's evil. Average
Jew and believe
troll
in God.
online.
Matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff. She's not.
We could add that to the mix. I don't know. It doesn't. It's kind of painful to listen to that scream. I don't want to ever hear that ugly face and that scream again, actually. But here, let's see what that other video was. We'll get to in a second. Here, Trump is answering. Says the war is over.
Far as to say the war is over. In your view, is the war between Mr. President Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister?
When Daddy, yeah, meth face. When Daddy Trump says the war is over, it is over. Enough, Bibi. The war is over. And then if Bibi bombs again, they're already, Netanyahu and the Zionists have been pushing for the threat that Iran is getting intercontinental ballistic missiles that could reach America. So
Zordaridem
that's
sent
not
$5. These Jew scripts are just not suspending disbelief properly. B-movie rubbish. Loved the Donnie Darkin show last week.
Yeah. I was thinking Donnie would be a good guest for this show, watching this whole thing, it all transpire. Dude, I'm going to go back and find clips of me predicting this, like before he even announced, when he lost, like I bet you I could find clips in 2020, 2021, predicting that he's going to be back in power and all of this is going to happen.
Mr. President Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, has not gone so far as to say the war is over.
I'm going to show you some tweets in a second.
War is over. The war is over.
Beowulf 914 sent $5 on Rumble. The Guardian dropped quotes from Peter Thiel's Antichrist lecture.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out. I was just watching some this channel on YouTube that does these documentaries on Joe Rogan and the comedy scene, the Austin comedy scene. It's called like Elephants something. It's such a good channel, these documentaries he makes. But they were talking about Peter Thiel and Antichrist stuff in that. I'll have to check out those quotes, see what they say. Okay, here's the TikTok that you guys sent in as well. Let's watch that one. Oh, Leonardo Joni.
You want to keep your job? Tone it down with the anti-Semitism. Next time you want to screw the Jew, I'm going to screw you. There's nothing to worry about. We run some of your media, but who should we leave it to? The Palestinians?
She's good at this.
They can't even run water. You sound like a bunch of whiny babies. Oh, the Jews. I can't own a house because of the Jews. Black people are killing me because of the Jews. I'm addicted to pornography because of the Jews. I don't know what this world's come to when you can't buy people anymore. What is happening? Doesn't matter who killed Charlie Kirk. Donnie, I sent you $100 million for you to take care of this. Do you think I gave you $100 million because I'm your best friend? Because I'm your best friend, Donnie?
She's good at this.
Being like this, I'm a nice lady. I want to be with my grandchildren. I want my grandchildren to understand they're better than everybody else. And it's hard when they go online and there's a bunch of people accusing the Jews of what we're doing.
That was good. Good job. I want to see that character more. That could be a whole. You could make a whole sitcom out of Miriam Adelson. Make it a series. Leonardo Joni did that Miriam Adelson impression. Oh, that reminds me. I had all this Cyrus stuff I was going to show. Where'd my Cyrus stuff go? I had to go to the older. There's so many more. This Cyrus theme. I mean, talk about foreshadowing it anymore. 2018, who is King Cyrus and why did Netanyahu compare him to Trump? The Guardian. Does the Cyrus prophecy help explain evangelical support for Donald Trump? 2017.
Before the 2016 presidential election, some evangelical Christians began comparing Donald Trump to King Cyrus.
13 sent $5 on Rumble. The real Kurush, Cyrus, the great is probably rolling in his grave. Founder of the world's first great Indo-European empire, yet today he's just remembered for some Hebrew fan fiction.
I know. That is sad. Rolling in his grave. Comment, is Trump a false Cyrus? Lord's Anointed One, 2017. I know I have a Netanyahu clip of him saying it.
The biblical king who's credited with allowing Jews to return to Jerusalem from exile in the Babylonian Empire. The idea behind the comparison is that a non-believing leader can be used by God to enact policies that help advance the interest of believers, in this case, Christians and Jews. And today we're joined by Israeli author Gil Troy. He is an historian who has written this upcoming book, The Zionist Ideas, Visions for the Jewish Homeland, Then, Now, and Tomorrow. Welcome, Mr. Troy. We appreciate your time today.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Let's talk a little even
Right. Back to the news of today. I'm not finding the Netanyahu clip. It's probably hidden in one of my mixes. Here he is talking about rebuilding Gaza.
A new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody in the world. A new and beautiful day is rising, and now
rebuild the temple. We rebuild Gaza, so we should get to rebuild the temple. Is that going to be the narrative? Hostages being released. They're chanting Trump's name. Thank you, Trump! Thank you, Trump! Thank you, Trump! Dude, who had on their bingo card that he was going to go to the Knesset and say, Miriam Adelson does everything for Israel and is Israel first? Who would have thought that he would have done that?
Celebrations still underway in what they're calling Freed Square now, no longer Hostage Square. Thank you, Trump! Thank you, Trump! Thank you, Trump!
Declares the Middle East, Israel-Hamas war, historic dawn of a new Middle East, a magnificent region.
this is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death. And
end of an age.
Tales of the Levant sent $5.
Ready for the Messianic
there needs to be
age?
a compilation of clips and tweets of all the KMN predictions that came to pass.
Dude, it's crazy. Getting the head wound and how he returned, the fashion that he returned to power, and then doing these deals and Kushner being back. Here, I was going to show that, actually. Look at these tweets. I think I showed a couple of them with Donnie in the last stream. Really called the return of Kushner. Kushner returns to the forefront of Middle East. He's at the wall the other day. We'll show that in a second. Kushner behind Trump's proposal to take over Gaza. Here's some of the prediction screenshots. 2023, Kushner will also be back for peace in the Middle East and more Abraham Accords. October 2023, Trump will return to the White House and be the big peacemaker. And I said, and then the birth pangs and the tribulation, and it'll fall apart in Gog and Magog. That's what I said. That was the prediction, the full prediction.
The beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
The faith of God. The beginning of the messianic age of Moshiach and Yahweh and Avraham. He might as well just say that. When he says the age of faith, not the age of reason, the age of the messianic age, the Jewish utopia age.
This is not only the end of a war.
It's the messianic dawn of the new age. We're in the world to come, the messianic age, the age of God and Moshiach.
Green Peach Goy sent $10. Are you familiar with protocols of the learned elders of Zion, and do you think it's a forgery? Have a good show.
I don't know for sure, but I think there's a possibility it could be. I've heard the arguments. Whoever did forge it certainly did know a lot about Jews, though. Clearly. But yeah, no, I've talked about that before. I almost feel like it's a easy red herring for them to try to dismiss instead of talking about the Keturah conspiracy, Talmud, real Talmud conspiracy, Zohar, Kabbalah stuff. They like to always talk about that and say it's a forgery.
This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East. This is not...
Oh, Netanyahu's new Middle East, huh? That he called for a couple years ago at the UN? Hey, how messianic is Trump right now, guys? Isaiah 2:4, one of the most messianic verses there is. He will judge between the nations. Has Trump not been doing that? Oh, I stopped this war with India and Pakistan and Ukraine and Russia and Armenia and Albania or whatever that other one was. What else the other ones is he saying? All these different credits. Greece and somebody else. He will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. Are we not seeing that right now? Is that not the script we're watching, the movie we're watching right now? That's what it looks like to me.
Not only the end of a war, this is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the
all the goyim
of a new Middle East. This is not
the dawn of the new Middle East. Israel's biblical Cyrus, Abraham Accords, Middle East. Wow.
Highest award.
Trump getting Israel's highest award. Man, has he gotten every top Jewish award there is? Everything but the Nobel Prize. They're talking about Trump's going to have a new Nobel Prize named after Trump because the Nobel one sucks. Or it was like Trump gets the prize from above, from God. Doesn't matter about the worldly awards. He gets the awards in heaven.
Mr. President, thank you.
He even got the Golden Pager Award. That's true.
Mr. President.
Beginning of the age of Moshiach.
You have done for us.
The age of Hashem.
Submitted your nomination to be the first non-Israeli recipient of the Israel Prize, Israel's highest award. As to that other prize,
Just a question.
First guy ever in the history of mankind to get the #1 Israel award, basically making him an honorary Jew. Why don't they just give him the Torah crown and the Prince of Peace menorah? Oh, they already did.
Non-Israeli recipient of the Israel Prize, Israel's highest award. As to that other prize, just a question of time, you'll get it. But I want you to get the Israel Prize, our highest award, to our greatest friend.
The Nobel Prize he wants.
When others were weak, you were strong. When others were fearful, you were bold. When others abandoned us, you stood by our side. On behalf of the government and people of Israel, I thank you for your extraordinary friendship.
Zordaridum sent $5. I truly can't comprehend how anyone believes Trump is doing anything but reading a script in a Jewish kabuki theater. P.S. The protocols is powerful regardless if authentic.
That's what I said. They really knew what they were talking about.
Thank you for helping bring our hostages home. Thank you for supporting Israel's march to victory. Thank you for paving a path to peace.
Broken promises from many other American presidents. You know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American come in. And her husband was a very aggressive man, but
all right. Insane.
It was swift and it was accurate and it was a military.
Okay, here he is talking about Iran. Why is this clip so quiet? I cannot stand when people post these quiet-ass clips on Twitter.
Those are just a few of the reasons why I'm proud to be the best friend that Israel has ever had, and they all say it.
They all say it.
They all say it.
Everybody knows I'm the greatest Shabbos Goy of all time. Greatest ally, greatest agent and pawn of the Zionists they could ever ask for. In 3,000 years. They're calling me the Messiah. They're calling me King David. They're calling me the Anointed. They want to write Jewish books about me. I've gotten every top Jewish award. How is this even real?
I guess it's true because everybody says it, baby. You said it today. Thank you. But as president, I terminated the disastrous Iran nuclear deal, and ultimately I terminated Iran's nuclear program with things called B-2 bombers. It was swift and it was accurate and it was a military beauty. I authorized the spending of billions of dollars, which went to Israel's defense, as you know. And after years of
billions and billions of dollars, as you all know.
Broken promises from many other American presidents. You know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
Love the point, right? Remember that Trump literally ran on handing our country over to Miriam Adelson in the Israeli lobby.
Jewish, but he was a great, years ago, my father
came up with that policy.
Big supporter of Jewish people and Israel. He's not Jewish. He wasn't Jewish, but he was a great friend of a lot of
What
Jewish
is this
people.
left ear shit only? Come on.
If you said, let's say 15 years ago, maybe not even that long, anything bad about Israel or Jewish people, you were finished as a politician, right? You were finished. You wouldn't do that, Congressman. You wouldn't do it anyway, but nobody would do it. The most powerful lobby in this country by far was Israel and Jewish people. Today, it's almost like, what happened? What happened? What happened to Schumer? What happened to all these people? Schumer's like a Palestinian, right? It's a Palestinian. You got to remember that, though.
the power, Miriam, of this lobby, this powerful, and it was for the good, not for bad, of being Jewish and of Israel. And unfortunately, they're not necessarily the same, because you have Jewish people living in New York who really don't support. You look at the New York Times, and they do not support Israel, and I don't think they support Jewish people, you want to know the truth. And you wonder where it all came from. But why did it come? And they have to get together. They have to be strong. Because it's never been under attack like this. It's never been under siege like this. But 15 years ago, it was the absolute most powerful. You couldn't have an AOC +3. They wouldn't have a chance of being elected anywhere. And today you have AOC and some of these people, and they're pretty violent, and they hate Israel, and they hate Jewish people. And you're going to end up winning because you're going to have the president, okay? So you're going to end up winning, but you do have people, and it's amazing.
Okay, this is... Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Best friend Israel ever had. Here we go. This is not the end of the war. This is the end of age of terror and death.
The beginning of the age of faith. This is not only the end of a war. This is
we already saw this different angle.
It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East. This is not...
Dude, it's like, not only did I call Trump was going to win and have a second coming and a resurrection and a return to power, even called the peace, all of the peace stuff too. The God who once dwelled among his people.
His children all over the world.
Let's hear that.
The God who once dwelled among his people in this city still calls us, in the words of Scripture,
the God that took life as a Jew and walked around this beautiful holy city. Okay, nothing they hate more than Jesus. Are we still doing this? Or are we just going to let the Judeo temple cult just take over the world like it's already happening right now? Has taken over the world.
the God who once dwelled among his people in this city still calls us, in the words of Scripture, the turn from evil and do good, to seek peace and pursue it. So he still whispers truth into the hills and knolls and valleys of his magnificent creation, and he still writes hope into the hearts of his children all over the world. The God who once dwelled among his people in this city still...
God walked on earth, and he was a Jew named Jesus, and he did all this... The Jews said he did some really very impressive magical things, let me tell you.
Evil.
Called out Zionism. This Melissa Red Pill Q-tard lady says Trump called out Zionism. Let's see if that's true.
And do good. Yet if safety, security, and coexistence can thrive here in the winding alleys and ancient paths of Jerusalem,
safety and security
and respect can flourish among the nations of the broader Middle East. The God who once dwelled among his people in this city still calls us, in the words of Scripture, the turn from evil and do good, to seek peace and pursue it. So he still whispers truth into the hills and knolls and valleys of his magnificent creation, and he still writes hope into the hearts of his children all over the world. And that is why even after 3,000 years of pain and conflict, the people of Israel have never given up from the threats of Zionism, from all sorts of threats. You want the promise of Zion. You want the promise.
You want he messed up his words there. He's not calling out this. He's praising all the Zionists, and he says something about Zionism being a threat, and then corrects himself right after. These Q-tards are so desperate to try to get W's here. He's glazing Israel. He's the most Zionist president ever imaginable, and you guys are going to go, he's calling him out. Look. Well, he did call out Miriam Adelson's, but he was praising it as a good thing. They're flaunting how they own us in our faces now at this point.
Zionism, from all sorts of given up from the threats of Zionism.
He meant threats of terrorism is obviously what he meant to say there. He misread The teleprompter. The next line said Zion, and he read Zionism instead of terrorism.
From the threats.
Add it to that compilation. Remember, there's a compilation online of like Zionist Freudian slips where they say like it is genocide or other things like that. That's what's going on here.
In years of pain and conflict, the people of Israel have never given up from the threats of Zionism, from all sorts of threats. You want the promise of Zion. You want the promise of success and hope and love and God. And the people of America have never lost faith in the promise of a great and blessed future for all of us. From the very first day that modern Israel was founded, we have stood together through thick and thin of setbacks and through victory and defeat, through glory and heartache. We have built industries together. We have made discoveries together. We have confronted evil together, and we have waged war together. And perhaps most beautifully of all, we have made peace together. And this week, against all odds, we have done the impossible and brought our hostages home.
Release the captives. As if there's not enough messianic stuff, the release of the captives. You guys don't understand in the scriptures how closely connected bringing a light to the dark. Remember what Rubio said the other day? We covered it with Donnie Darkened. Rubio said, you brought them out of the dungeon into the light. That's literally right there in the prophecy of the freeing of the captives.
So now,
remember it? Isaiah 42, the servant who's the light to the Gentiles. He opens the eyes are blind, frees the captives from prison, and to release from the dungeon those who sit in darkness. That's what Rubio said. Freed them from the darkness. And Isaiah 61, two very messianic verses. Isaiah 42 especially. Good news to the poor. Proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners. Oops. I can't believe, dude, Trump spoke to the Knesset and he called out Zionism. Oh, you mean he misspoke? He messed up on the teleprompter. 2,000 likes. So stupid.
Who demonstrated against Israel this past 2 years.
Yair Lapid saying that there was no genocide. Kushner says something like that too. He's like, we didn't go be barbarians.
To all those who demonstrated against Israel this past 2 years, on the streets of London and Rome, in Paris and in Columbia University.
London, Rome, Paris. You might as well just say Edom, dude. If you're going to say London and Rome, just say Edom. We know what you're thinking.
London and Rome, in Paris and in Columbia University. I do not represent the government. As you know, I am the leader of the opposition. And I tell you, then, you were deceived. You were deceived. Propaganda experts, funded by terror money, manipulated you. Now that the war has stopped, you have time and a chance to go and learn the facts. The truth is, there was no genocide. No intentional starvation. To all those who demonstrated against Israel this past 2 years.
Ben Shapiro says Trump's speech to the Knesset was a religious event. That's right. Shapiro was there. We're going to have to play that in a second. Just to point. Dude, everybody is glazing Trump so hard. What is happening?
So resolutely as our friend
Here, we'll do this one first. This one was a few minutes before, it looks like.
Just at that point of maximum pressure on Israel, a man named Donald J. Trump was elected President of the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, Overnight, everything changed. Everything.
We felt it right here.
Mr. President, thanks to your unequivocal backing of Israel, we secured a second hostage deal within weeks of your election. And in the months that followed, we worked closely together to forge a path to bring the remaining hostages home and end the war. End the war in a way that ensures the disarming of Hamas, the demilitarization of Gaza, and that Gaza would never again pose a threat to Israel. Just as
What a day. What a day.
President Donald J. Trump. I have to tell you, I've seen a lot of American presidents. I've seen them all in the time that I've been here, and I've been here quite a lot of time. I've never seen anyone move the world so quickly.
Onyx Rock sent $5. Time for some Aryan intermoralization. This is so pathetic.
Aren't you guys tired of winning? Oh, Zion Don. Did I say he's going to come back and be more Zion Don than ever?
Dude, CNN is even glazing Trump today.
Oh, of course they are. I'm sure ADL is too.
So decisively, so resolutely, as our friend President Donald J. Trump.
Dude, Trump is just like the king of the world.
I've seen a lot of American presidents.
Is he not like the king of the world right now? What is happening?
Why don't you give him a pardon?
Now here he calls for Netanyahu to get a pardon.
A good man right here. These two men are good men right here. Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
Wow. Just like the tweets, everybody's clapping for a pardon. That's so funny. The war hero, Bibi, deserves a pardon. He didn't do nothing. He's the greatest leader Israel's ever had besides me. Dude, this is scary. To be honest, all of this is getting a little creepy. I've been right about so much. I've been wanting to be wrong, and it's all unfolding like I've seen this movie before.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy.
It was not in the speech, as you probably know. But I happen to like this gentleman right over here, and it just seems to make so much sense. You know, whether we like it or not, this has been one of the greatest wartime presidents. This has been one of the greatest wartime presidents. And cigars and
for what? Slaughtering Gaza? Bombing all the neighbors and slaughtering Gaza and getting Trump to bomb Iran? Like he's a war hero, greatest war legend in Jewish history. We're both war heroes, actually. We're like the princes of peace. And what was the coin? The war of the sons of light and the sons of darkness, just like the coin. Those nice Jews at the Third Temple place put me on.
champagne, who the hell cares about that?
Who cares about some alcohol? And he didn't do anything. He got some gifts. Big whoop.
All right, enough controversy for the day, right? Actually, I don't think it's very controversial. So, you know, I mean, I see so popular. You are a very popular man. You know why? Because you know how to win.
Bibi's a real winner, let me tell you. Are they chanting Bibi? Dude, their government almost looks whiter than our government.
Israeli resolve and triumph since October 7th should be proof to the entire world that those who seek to destroy this nation are doomed to bitter failure.
The state of Israel is strong and it will live and thrive forever.
Forever. The eternal capital of the world, it's God's holy land.
Thor sent $5 time for my daily vitamins. I take a black pill and a green pill.
That's funny. That was kind of reminds me of the thumbnail I did. I should, the next time I do a show with Devin, I'll have to do like an AI with like green pills and black pills. I think that's what I tried to do, actually. Forever, yeah. In 2020, the Sanhedrin minted a coin. The war between the lights and darkness, that's what they called October 7th. Where's the coin? There it is. Trump and Bibi Netanyahu coin, the war of sons of light and sons of darkness from 2020. This coin is one of the big reasons I thought Trump was getting back.
Quite a number of documents.
And just the scripting and the narrative and the foreshadowing of everything that's happening. And it all happened. Ben Shapiro was there. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get to Ben Shapiro, let's do talking about the Middle East here.
Telling
Iran.
you they want to make a deal.
His pitch for the Cyrus Accords and expanded Abraham Accords with Iran.
Yet even to Iran, whose regime has inflicted so much death on the Middle East, the hand of friendship and cooperation is open. I'm telling you, they want to make a deal. That's all I do in my life. I make deals. I'm good at it. I've always been good at it.
Art of the Deal. I said he's going to be back. He wrote 2 books, Art of the Deal and Art of the Comeback. I think he's going to, seems like he's going to do a comeback, a second coming, and then do the peace deals. Those 2 books alone, it was like, oh, it's like his whole life has been groomed
sent
for
$5 on Rumble. Did you see Netanyahu talking about Trump affirming Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria? So they are going to annex West Bank, another walk back from Trump.
Well, what they'll do is they'll probably just annex some of the territories, not all of it. That's probably what it'll be. And no, I haven't seen that clip yet. Share it in the chat if you have it.
And I know when they want. Even if they said, we don't want to make a deal, I can tell you they want to make a deal.
Make a deal with the devil.
Make a deal, and we're going to see if we can do something, because this is crazy what's happening, and we're not going to have this anymore. Neither the United States nor Israel bear the people of Iran any hostility. We merely want to live in peace. We don't want any looming threats over our heads, and we don't want to even think in terms of nuclear destruction. It's not going to happen, never will happen. Yet even to Iran, whose regime has...
That might be another prediction that doesn't come true. Ben Shapiro was, of course, there. He was there at Trump's State of the Union, I think, also. Of course, he flies over to Israel for that wide-angle view. There's the Chuck Schumer of Israel. How many small hats have we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that? Harrison Smith spotted in Israel at the Knesset. We knew it. Agent Smith is an agent of the Israeli Knesset. I'm just checking out the spot a little. Oh, who's down there in the very beginning? Look at that rabbi. Chabad detected. No, he's got a small hat, not a big trench coat mafia hat. Great photo there, Benny. Fuentes says you should stay there, actually, and ratioed him. 39,000 likes. And then we said we were America first. Ha! That's a good one. Israel fatigue. Trump bragging about his daughter renouncing Jesus Christ? You mean converting to Judaism? What does Mario say? What is his title? My daughter converted. She loves Israel. I didn't know this. 2 lawmakers from the Knesset, Muslim-looking names, I believe, were ejected after heckling Trump, saying, recognize Palestine.
להוציא את חבר הכנסת עודה, להוציא אותו מהאולם, להוציא אותו מיד, החוצה, 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 להוציא גם את חבר הכנסת כסיף, להוציא את חבר הכנסת כסיף מהאולם.
Dude, standing ovation. Standing ovation in Trump chants in Israel. Oh, look, that guy. That's the Third Temple rabbi. What's his name? Can't remember.
Jesus Bryce. Sent $20. Christ is coming. And so are all these megatards. I feel like I've OD'd on crazy pills. Thanks for helping soften the blow of this endless gaslighting.
Dude.
Definitely gonna order as many of your books as I can afford to gift to family.
That's
Much
awesome.
love.
Thank you, Jesus Bryce. Guys, what is this? This is the rabbi that's most known for trying to rebuild the temple. Yehuda Glick just came to my mind. Yehuda Glick, Third Temple fanatic. Oh yeah, he's standing ovation for Trump.
Sorry for that, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Please.
That was very efficient.
Very efficient. Get him out of here. What do you say? Kombucha. Here's his daughter talking about Ivanka converting. Yeah, overdosing on crazy pills today. Me too. We've never seen this before. Trump speaking at the
Let me also
Knesset.
give a very special thanks to someone who truly loves Israel. In fact, loves it so much that my daughter converted. My daughter converted.
He sounds like he's crying about it.
Going to happen.
I didn't know this. He's lamenting that she converted.
So much that my daughter converted. My daughter converted. I didn't know this was going to happen. And Ivanka's here.
Every father's dream, huh? And now we're here. She converted to Jared Kushner, and now we're here. Didn't think this would happen. Mark says, I think they will rebuild the temple soon. Things are getting so, like, the in your face of everything is getting so much more blatant that, like, I think people are going to start talking about, like, Trump, start talking about rebuilding the temple, and everybody will just accept it as just like, oh, another thing. Won't even be a big deal or a shock.
And Bibi, you do know this was not in the cards for me. You understand that. And she is
Big
so
Mama
happy
14
and they
sent
are so
$50 on
Yo, thank you, Big
no
Mama.
stars and stripes behind them. We always fly the Israeli flag when Bibi visits. Traitors.
Right. Yeah. I saw people pointing that out. Where are the American flags? They're not going to put an Edom flag in Israel. Are you kidding me? They don't even have any American flags there. It's against the law probably to have an American flag in Israel. We got them everywhere. Israeli flags everywhere. In the offices of our congressmen. Hanging up in the churches. You're not going to find American flags in Israel. Edom flags? They're like, no, that represents the synagogue of the cathedral. The cathedral of Satan.
If they're not, we have a big story, right? No.
What did he say?
Yeah. And Bibi, you do know this was not in the cards for me. You understand that. And she is so happy, and they are so happy. At least I think they're happy. If they're not, we have a big story, right?
What?
No, they have a great marriage, and they're...
Whoa. Dude, Trump knows. Trump saw the Instagram pics of Ivanka with her Brazilian jiu-jitsu teacher. We saw those pictures. We saw those Ivanka pics with the jiu-jitsu instructor. We know what's going on there. Judea and Samaria. Cool, thanks.
Friends, they have a very special relationship. But Jared has been...
מכובדי הנשיא הרצוג.
He really did something very special. He established the Abraham Accords with a group of very wonderful people. I like calling it the Avraham Accords because people that...
He did it again. I actually like to call it the way the Jews say it now, Avraham Accords. It's much more elegant that way. He did it again. Every time he says it, he's going to do this joke now because he talks about the Abraham Accords a lot. Crediting Kushner for the Abraham Accords. Actually, I like to say it the way the rabbis say it now, Avraham.
Abraham Accords with a group of very wonderful people. I like calling it the Avraham Accords because people that...
Gotta love Zion Don, man. Wow. Dude, talk about Zion Don. Vrilzer says he did it. Dude, he's such a clown. He's so funny. Some of it's unintentional comedy, but so freaking funny. Oh, I can't breathe. Here's the other angle. Super low quality.
I also give a very special thanks to someone who truly loves Israel. In fact, loves it so much that...
Hold on.
If they're not, we have a big story, right? So help from board that...
Remember when people said that Kushner wouldn't be back? Remember the people that tried to tell you that?
It's so
not me.
Sort of nicer, you know, the Abraham versus...
Okay, they cut off that clip. Here's the extended clip.
Right? And Abraham. It's so cool.
It's so cool.
So much sort of nicer. You know,
nicer.
The Abraham versus the Avraham. I just don't want to sound too...
He's definitely the Antichrist. With one-liners like that, with comedy timing like that, trust the plan. I'm trusting the plan now. Need more Amalek is cooked. We're spirit cooked. Dude.
I just don't want to sound too sanctimonious when I do it, so I sort of split it up. This way we keep everybody happy.
Keep everybody happy. You don't want to offend the Christians. They like Abraham. Father Abraham, it's a song I sung when I was a little boy, but now I realize the rabbis, his name is Avraham. So much better that way, actually. Dude, I can't.
And let me also give a very special...
Okay, hold on. Here's this one.
United Nations.
Yeah, you want to laugh and cry at the same time, right? Hey, he's fulfilling ancient Jewish prophecy and helping the Abrahamists take over the world. But hey, at least it's funny. At least it's entertainment, right?
Thank you for recognizing in your 2020 peace plan our rights in Judea and Samaria, the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people.
Yeah, he did. He's trying to slip that in there. Good one.
Thank you for brokering the historic Abraham Accords. Avraham.
Avraham. Oh my God. BB's in on the joke.
Thank you for withdrawing from the disastrous Iran nuclear deal. Thank you for supporting Operation Rising Lion and for your bold decision to launch Operation Midnight Hammer. Boy, is that... You got to hear this. This is the most fitting name ever named for a military operation, because a little after midnight, you really hammered them. My friends, this is only a partial list, but it's enough to affirm what I've said time and again. Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House. No American president
Operation Josh Hammer, good one.
has ever done.
Yeah, that was the Charlie Kirk
said in
operation.
Washington,
Operation Just a Joke.
It ain't even close.
Midnight Hammer.
It's really not a match. Mr. President, today we welcome you here to thank you for your pivotal
Midnight Hammer's the dildo that he rapes Trump with.
in putting forward a proposal that got the backing of almost the entire world. A proposal that brings all our hostages home.
Okay, here's central casting. I saw somebody tweeting about central casting.
I flew there. The dark Kane. I've been looking for you for a long time. You gotta be kidding. So they told me 3, 4, 5 years to defeat ISIS. And I sit down with him and I say, why is it? I flew there. In the dark of night, I landed. I'll never forget it. It was quite a trip. I'm glad I made it because I met him. I said, could I ask you, General? I come down. He said he was another general and a sergeant. Everybody was like central casting. They could go into a movie right now. Between him and you guys over here, we could get rich making movies, okay? And they got along so great. That's the beautiful thing.
Did he just talk about Jews getting rich making movies?
And they got along.
I heard something like there's like a dozen October 7th movies that have been made already.
So great. That's the beautiful thing, that you're military and I'm military. Bibi got along so great. But I was told by the television generals in Washington, we have the best equipment in the world. Why is it taking so long? And they said, 4 years. I said, so let me ask you, Raisin, how long would it take you to defeat ISIS? Sir, we can do it in 3 weeks, but you'll probably have some time left over. I said, you got to be kidding. What the hell are you talking about? They said 4 years. I said, well, sir, look, it's not my place to say, but you're asking me the question. What you have to do is you hit him from the west, you hit him from the north, you hit him from the south, you hit him above, you hit him below. I said, so why didn't they do it? And he didn't want to speak badly of his superiors, which is hard to believe they were his superiors. Should have been the other way around a long time ago, because he's the one that did Operation Hammer. It was flawless. It was flawless. It was absolutely flawless. And
wow, we got so many more clips to play. So much is happening today. All of these major appearances with Trump. Okay, we're not going to do the whole. I can't believe they're all still doing the Avraham bit. All right. Which one is this? Sorry, I'm all over the place. Thank Jared Kushner for convincing.
special thanks to someone who.
All right. Let's do this stuff first. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself.
We've all agreed that supporting God, and that spirit's my dream, that we all get together and enjoy our life. And we're going to put some of you on the Board of Peace. Everybody wants to be on the Board of Peace. They said, would you be the chairman? I say, I'm pretty busy too. But whatever we can do to have peace in the Middle East, it's worth it. But everybody wants to go on the Board of Peace, so we're probably going to enlarge it. We're going to get, and the leaders, the top people, the top leaders, they want to be on the Board of Peace. A beautiful term. At first
How about Netanyahu's Circle of Peace? Remember Netanyahu was talking about the Circle of Peace? People that are on board.
Just made a big deal today, so we'll smile. The biggest ever, right?
The biggest deal ever, he says. Dude, this couldn't be any more theater. You're watching Mossad theater. Brought to you by Hashem. Dude, they got the female over on the very far side, blocked by the camera. Everybody's happy, the greatest deal ever. I'm the hero. I basically saved the world. I'm basically the most important godly person on
That's
earth.
how beautiful it is. We've all agreed that supporting Gaza must be done to lift up the people themselves, but we don't want to fund anything having to do with bloodshed, hatred, or terror. as has happened in the past. And for the same reason, we're also agreed that Gaza's reconstruction requires that it be demilitarized and that a new, honest civilian police force must be allowed to create a safe condition for the people in Gaza. As I said earlier, I intend to be a partner in securing a better future. We're going to be working, you're going to be working with the United States, and we're going to make sure that the Middle East is going to be a safe and secure place. It's a very important place in the world. The greatest deals happen that way. If you do anything about deals, that's all I've done all my life is deals. The greatest deals just sort of happen. And that's what happened right here. And maybe this is going to be the greatest deal of them all, not just nation building, not just having to do with this or the political whims. This will be maybe the greatest deal of them all, period.
Dude, they're all just lined up behind Trump like he's the leader. He's in the front.
Up. So many people are
pitching for Iran to join into the circle of peace.
And they are going to be great partners, and I hope everybody's going to join the Abraham Accord. I like to say the Avraham. I love Avraham, but somehow it doesn't sound as good when I say it as it does when some of my other friends say it who are from the region. But we're going to get a lot of people joining the Abraham Accords. We have the four great nations that
he's using the material in every speech now.
Did it early on, and they stayed with it. And then you had the Biden administration, which is the worst administration in the history of our country. And obviously, they did nothing on that and anything else. And so it stayed at four. And now a lot of people, even today, they're talking about all joining up. So many people have talked to me about that. And it's going to be a great tribute to really the United States. I mean, the United States has worked very hard in the Middle East, so it would be a tribute to us and to Jared and to Steve and to all of the people, Marco, all of the people that have worked so hard on that. And it really is going to bring, it's going to guarantee that it all stays
this morning
together.
when
And you're going to do well because the four nations do very well. I mean, they do extremely, as they're wealthy. But
Zornderedim sent $5 circle jerk of peace for the win.
Circle jerk of Hashem worship for the win.
Wealthier because of it. So I hope everybody's now joining up. Now we have no excuses. We don't have a Gaza, and we don't have an Iran as an excuse. That was a good excuse, but we don't have that anymore. All the momentum now is toward a great, glorious, and lasting peace. And our commitment to fulfilling the 20-point plan we developed together will be the crucial foundation for achieving that bright future, and it's being worked on right now as we speak.
Namesake.
The Namesk sent $5 on Rumble. Hey AG, talked to Jeremy Rotakushel lately? He's been radio silent on X for months now. Would be interesting to hear his analysis on all the wild recent events.
Yeah, I think he's just over social media. I remember he didn't tweet for a while. People were saying like, "Hey, where's he at?" And you heard from him. I DM'd him, and he said he was on a trip, and I think he said he was laying low from social media. But yeah, I could reach out again and see if he wants to talk about everything going on. I could do that. Would you like to see that? I haven't had many guests on recently, if you haven't noticed. Just been doing a lot of shows. What is this? Somebody sent this in. Charlie Kirk is on a ranch in heaven. Oh, I believe
this
that.
morning when I was praying and going over my notes, and reading this, the Lord showed me that.
Her website is heavenisfun.com. Oh, I bet it is. Just believe in Jesus.
Charlie in heaven. And like I said, I don't know anything about Charlie, so I hope somebody puts in the chat or lets me know if this is, what you know about him. But I saw Charlie this morning riding on a horse with Jesus, and Jesus has given him like a horse ranch. He has a ranch, and he has all these animals, and I just feel like Charlie loved horses. And right now, with this morning, he was on these horses, and he was riding in his horse ranch with Jesus. Wow. And I'm just like, isn't that amazing?
Isn't that amazing? Isn't heaven so fun? I had a dream that Charlie Kirk was just on a horse ranch, hanging out with a bunch of horses, riding around so happy on the horses. That's how I imagine my Jesus in heaven. I like horses. I bet you there's horses in heaven.
I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says, like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party, too. Because I like to party, so I like my Jesus to party.
Brokeback Mountain with Jesus. Didn't we see something recently, and it was something like there's sharks that can swim forever in heaven? Anybody remember that? Who was that? Some real kooky Christian was like, yeah, you'll be able to breathe forever and swim underwater forever in heaven. Remember that? They said something else real silly, too, along with it. In the dream, did Charlie have horse visible gums? She saw him in the third heaven like Saul. Yeah, she has visions of heaven.
And that spirit's my dream, that we all get together and enjoy our life. And we're going to put some of you on the board of peace.
All right, we played those already. Dude, there's so much. Oh, we missed this. Oh, here, Ben Shapiro saying it's a religious event. No, let's do more to the Knesset. We missed this, talking about war. Pete Hegseth is there. Pete wants to rebuild the third temple. I think it's a great idea. He was great on Fox and Friends at Fox News.
We have somebody who's young, but an unbelievable leader. I saw it a long time ago, and
he'll get a whole bunch of goy to go die for Jesus in Gog and Magog, let me tell you. He's a real man's man, hoorah type of guy, you know what I mean?
Turned out to be even better than we thought. Right, Susie? I think even better. And that's Pete Hegseth, who is our Secretary of War, formerly Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of War. We're all a bunch of war heroes around here. He really loves the Jews, let me tell you. Tattoo with Yeshua, the King of the Jews, on his arm.
And as you know, we decisively won World War I. We decisively won World War II decisively. And everything in between and everything before it, we won everything. And then they had the brilliant idea of changing the name from war, you know, it was war, to defense. And with that went a certain thinking. And we fought in a very politically correct way after that. We always had the strongest military, and now we have a stronger military than we've ever had before. Because of my first term, I've totally rebuilt the military, every aspect of it. But we have, if you think, we settled 8 wars in 8 months. I'm now including this one, by the way, if that's okay. They may say, well, that was quick, because yesterday I was saying 7, but now I can say 8. The hostages are back. The hostages are back. Joy of soaring hope.
It was partially a religious event for people who believe in the Bible. Like there were actual blessings that were said by Jews. There was a point in which this.
I thought it was just me. This was literally a biblical event. They're literally anointing the king of the world right now in Israel. I'm surprised he didn't do his line about if he was on the ballot in Israel, he would win there and be the king of Israel. How did he not do that? How did he miss that opportunity?
It was partially a religious event for people who believe in the Bible. Like there were actual blessings that were said by Jews. There was a point in which the Speaker of the Knesset actually put on a yarmulke. He doesn't normally wear a yarmulke. He put on a yarmulke in order to say a blessing over the presence of Donald J. Trump.
Based.
And a blessing was said.
This was the blessing.
Have a Jewish God!
That was the blessing. That's our blessing.
That Jews say when something unusual or extraordinary happens. They say a blessing called Shehechianu, which is thanks to God for bringing us to this time. And that was said in the parliament as well. And then the president returned the favor by giving his deepest thanks to the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed members of the Knesset and cherished citizens of Israel, we gather on a day of profound joy, of soaring hope, of renewed faith, and above all, a day to give our deepest thanks to the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Or you could just say it's the Jewish God. We're all recognizing Hashem, the Jewish God, Yahweh of the Bible, Jesus' daddy. Jesus' daddy. Zion Don shilling for the Jewish God. All the Goyim worshiping the Jewish God together, just like the Jewish prophecies foretold.
Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus Christ, you're such a little bitch.
Amazing. Let's see. What else am I missing here? We're going to get into everybody glazing Trump. Hottest world leader? Everybody's saying the same thing, the same talking point. This could have never happened without Trump. Trump and Kushner save the world.
It is about transforming. It is about restoring Gaza. It is about transforming the region. So we have an incredible partner, a long alliance, very capable partner here, and a tremendous collection of leaders. This is clearly, in my mind, I think in the mind of everyone in this room, probably one of the most important days for world peace in 50 years. And that's not an exaggeration.
Only 50?
Maybe.
Only 50? Did you not get the memo, Marco? Little Marco. It's the greatest deal in 3,000 years. The greatest deal of all time. Okay, 50 years. Are they great?
Rumble sent $10 on Rumble. Your impressions are always great.
I don't think they're very good, but you got to try the impression with Trump. If you're going to be mimicking Trump, you have to do the Trump voice.
Certainly since the end of World War II, Mr. President. About restoring Gaza.
I think it's not so much the voice, but what he says.
Never find out who they are. New York, I met with many of the people in this room, and it all just started coming together. I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people. I have a couple I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all. But you'll never find out who they are. Well, maybe you will, come to think of it.
Wow.
New York, I met with
Dude,
many of the people in this room.
Trump is
and it all
such a character.
I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people.
Some of you I don't like at all.
I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all.
Oh, there's a few of you I really... This is like dictator mode. You'll find out who you don't like.
But you'll never find out who they are.
Or maybe you will.
Maybe you will, come to think of it. But New York,
dude, that's a Saddam Hussein style. Prime Minister of Pakistan gave a speech for Trump. They're all glazing Trump so hard.
I used to say, had it not been for this gentleman, not only, who knows, India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers. Had he not intervened along with his wonderful team, during those 4 days, the war could have escalated to a level. Who would have lived to tell what happened? And similarly, here in this part of the world, in the Middle East, Mr. President, your valuable contribution along with President Sisi, I think history will remember in golden words. I wouldn't say more, except God bless you, God give you long life to serve like this for all time to come. Thank you very much.
All right, and then here is Egyptian president, also flattering.
Precisely.
Oh, that's loud.
في خلال اتصالي بفخامة الرئيس ذكرت له ذلك بدقة. قلت له فخامة الرئيس أنت وحدك القادر على تحقيق السلام في منطقتنا.
Can you do that in English, please, sir? Did anybody make out one word right there? Was that English? Hold on, let's try it again. Focus.
في خلال اتصالي بفخامة الرئيس ذكرت له ذلك بدقة. قلت له فخامة الرئيس أنت وحدك القادر على تحقيق السلام في منطقتنا.
Okay, that's another language. That's got to be another
I
language.
even said that very precisely during my communication with Your Excellency, that you are the only one who is able to bring about peace and good.
You are the only one who is able to bring about peace.
Peace in this part.
بشكرك فخامة الرئيس.
I thank you, Mr. President.
ولكن عايزين نستكمل نثبت وقف إطلاق النار وفق الصراحة.
This guy's owned by Israel?
في خلال اتصالي بفخامة الرئيس ذكرت له ذلك.
Okay. What else? Witkoff. Pakistan nominates Trump for Nobel Peace Prize.
Wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace in South Asia, saved millions of people.
Did he say peace and salvation?
South Asia.
Is that salvation?
Not only peace in South Asia, saved
South Asia.
Millions of people, their lives. And today, here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of lives in the Middle East. Mr. President, I would like to salute you for your exemplary leadership, visionary leadership, and I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time.
You're the man this world needed most.
World would always remember you as a man who did everything, went out of the way to stop 7 and today 8 wars.
8 wars. The guy stopped 8 wars? Trump thinks Maloney is a beautiful young woman, he says.
So thank you very much.
He agrees.
Thank you very much. Italy, we have a woman, a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy. She's a very successful politician.
Here's when she was young.
Thank you very much. Italy, we have a woman.
Fake blonde, huh?
Who's, I'm not allowed to say it.
Total fake
It's
blonde.
the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the
She's
United
mid.
States,
What do you guys think? Mid?
that's the end of your
No,
political
she's pretty,
career, but I'll take
still
my
mid.
chances. Where is she? There she is.
Better as a brunette than a fake blonde. We're not down with the fake
Thank you very
blondes.
much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be
He's
here.
such a womanizer, right?
Respect her.
Trump's like, I'd grab her by the you know what, but you're not allowed to say that in my country.
Italy, she's a very successful politician.
Jack Stone, there's a clip of Trump saying World War III will not start in the Middle East. It will never happen. I think that's right here. Right here.
Many people said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it. Many means so much. There were so many people who said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times that World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Wait a second. That is contradicting what he said on Rogan. Are you saying these prophets that you revere so much are wrong, Trump?
You know, there are prophets that say the world will come to an end in the Middle East. You know that, right?
Is he saying the prophets are wrong? The Jewish prophets are wrong?
Will begin in the Middle East. World War III will begin in the.
Is he watching my videos and me clipping this up? I'm kidding, obviously, but it's weird. It seems like he's addressing me playing that clip over and over again. And no more news. They keep saying I'm going to fulfill Jewish prophecies to destroy the world from the Middle East. That's not happening, actually. No more news.
That World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all. but it's not going to start.
Hopefully.
We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. It'll never be a World War III.
Oh, we're getting World War III for sure.
So many
Dude, Trump is going to be eating his words on all of these things, huh? Adam was wrong. Trump being green-pilled. He's like, I'm going to prove that guy says I'm the Moshiach wrong. That's not what my Bible says. Good one. What else do we have here? Look at this. Zachary Foster, historian of Palestine, says 82,000 likes, says 4 white Jewish men. I didn't realize it said Jewish. I thought it just said white. 4 white Jewish men, just Jewish is fine, determining the future of Palestinian people. Jared Kushner, the never elected Kabbalah bracelet. Kabbalah bracelet detected. The Chabad Lubavitch plan of peace before Gog and Magog is unfolding with robot Jared Kushner and his Vans dress shoes. He's wearing Vans. Really, bro? No, those are probably like designer, $10,000. He's a billionaire. Kushner will be back for peace in the Middle East, the deal of the century. Jared Kushner, nobody could do it but Jared. And these Palestinians are like, they're white, those white Jews. Tucker bracelet confirmed. Yeah, they're evil because they're white. Oh my gosh, hold on. American foreign policy in one picture.
What does this moment mean to you?
It's the moment of my life, a blessing in my life. And I couldn't be more thrilled to work for the greatest president out there, Donald J. Trump. He brought him home.
What does this moment mean to you?
It's the moment of my life, a blessing in my life. And I couldn't be more thrilled to work for the greatest president out there, Donald J. Trump. He brought him home.
All the credit to Donald Trump. American foreign policy in one picture. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, of course, went and paid their respects to the Holy Wall. Praying for peace at the wall. It's almost like a humiliation ritual. We don't have idols, but we all pray to a wall. It's not idol worship, though. We don't idolize the wall. We just hump it and put our prayers in it like it's God. Winning Jared Kushner at their hostage rally. A lot of people were talking about these comments from Kushner.
Instead of replicating the barbarism of the enemy, you chose to be exceptional. You chose to stand for the values that you stand for. And I couldn't be prouder to be a friend of Israel, somebody who supports Israel, and somebody who fights very strongly to see Israel survive, succeed, and to achieve its fullest potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Kushner, they're chanting.
Of replicating the barbarism of the enemy.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have any there was no barbarism. We were not barbaric at all. We used advanced military weapons. We had our politicians come and sign the weapons. Not barbaric, though. We're the good guys. God is on our side. Michael Tracy says, this is what Alex Jones told you in October 2024. If he puts Jared Kushner in any lobbyist position or any power position, I'm done with Trump. Is that what he said in the debate? Let's hear it.
Former presidents have already clinched.
Hold on, where's the debate? Alex Jones was at the
treated like hell for supporting him. He pisses me off. I'm not on his Trump train, but I also see stuff way worse than him.
Sideline, maybe he'll go live in the United Arab Emirates or something. I mean, what's his role going to be?
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. What's up with Ivanka's neck? She looks like an alien.
We will not trash talk our Queen Esther, okay? It's plastic surgery. Plastic surgery and a lot of sun, a lot of tropical vacations, a lot of tanning. That's probably what's wrong with her neck. So I found right to the spot where Alex Jones talks about Jared Kushner.
I'm going to say it again. I've seen your stuff before, but I really want to interview you. I agree with you. And that's the paradox. The deep state doesn't want Trump. They're attacking him, trying to take our right to vote for him. That makes me back him. But I'm on air today. I said, if he puts Jared Kushner, I said this today, like 4 hours ago in the last hour of my show. I'm on the air from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day Central.
Sponsored by Goldco Zero Hedge, Russia Shield Zero Hedge. Sponsored by Goldco, brought to you by Goldco.
I said if he puts Jared Kushner in any lobbyist position or any power position, I'm done with Trump, no matter how good he is countering the deep state. So I think you're making extremely legitimate points.
And who was
about
running
Trump.
Middle East policy in the Trump administration, Alex? Who was given that Israel-Palestine portfolio? It was Jared Kushner. We heard about the Abraham Accords earlier. But the Biden administration has basically continued that paradigm. In fact, they've tried to add to it by offering Saudi Arabia security guarantees, just like were offered to the UAE, Morocco, etc.
Well, Jones, are you full of shit, or are you going to be done with Trump now that he's playing this leading role in the Middle East?
And the Trump administration, and it's caused this entire conflagration, or at least contributed to it, with Israel and Gaza now, because it shut the Palestinians out of any negotiating process. And then you have, crazed.
Yeah, remember, that's like Jones. He's like, I give Trump till Tuesday to disavow the vaccines, or I'm done. Remember he said that? He's such a bullshitter. He just says shit. He just says shit and is totally wrong and totally disinfo, and then still acts like, oh, another coin in the Alex Jones was right jar.
These Hamas fighters attacking Israel. So, I mean, I don't necessarily buy the
so
premise
you wanted me to
that
respond to what you're
everything was,
saying.
wonderful in terms of
I think what you're saying
equanimity on
is
the global
real.
stage under Trump.
Let me just say this. I'd never go on a show and hear a quote liberal actually quote facts. So I respect facts when I hear them, and what you're saying is true.
So that's at 132 probably, if I got to go back and find that clip. So good. So much for that, Jones. Now look at this. Now Kushner is here. He butchers Netanyahu's name.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
They boo him. Ivanka Loomer. She is turning into Laura Loomer.
Okay. To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Kushner's laughing. He thinks that's real funny.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Whoa, bro. Butchered that pretty bad. Netanyahu. Like Kanye. A net and a Yahoo. That was funny.
Okay, let me.
Dude, her neck is. You mean how long it is? Dude, if anybody's like a Hyperborean alien, it would be. If they were casting a movie of Hyperborean aliens, she would be the leader, I think. She looks like she's straight out of an Atlantis. She's like the godmother of Atlantis with that long ass neck and fake bleach blonde hair.
Let me just finish my thought. I was in the trenches, guys. Let me just finish my thought.
Giraffe neck, huh?
I was in the trenches with the Prime Minister. Believe me, he was a very important part here. Prime Minister and his staff, Ron Dermer included, have both. Okay, okay.
Dude, the crowd's just booing everybody.
Have both sacrificed so much for this country and devoted their lives to the service of Israel. Their dedication to the history and destiny
that was
of this
whoever's
nation
recorded this.
stands out tonight. They've given everything, their time, their energy, and their hearts to building a...
Is she a natural blonde? She could be. Trump is blonde. He dated blondes. She could be a natural blonde, possibly. I'm sure it's not natural. Maybe she's got like light color hair, but that's got to be hair dye. But you're right. She could be blonde.
Safer, stronger future for the Jewish people. Their commitment to this...
Benjamin Netan Boo Boo, BB Boo Boo.
We all owe to President Donald J. Trump, a man who is a humanitarian through and through, with the indomitable...
Vrilzer.
$5 on Rumble. Ivanka and I were born on the same day and year in the same hospital.
Really?
COVID to my Esau.
Wow. Dude, that sounds like a Bible story. The long-lost bastard brother, Vrilzer. The antithesis, the Esau opposition to Jared Kushner Moshiach. The long-lost twin. Sounds like a movie. F. Gardner should write that into a book. That could be a good book for his Kabbalah series.
Who once again proved that bold leadership and moral clarity can reshape history and change the world. We all owe a debt of deep gratitude to President Trump. In the worst of times, he refused to accept the idea that peace in the Mideast was out of reach. He brought together nations once divided.
Queen Esther?
He brought together nations once divided by generations of conflict.
Oh, she got the Friend of Israel award.
Shared peace is stronger than shared pain.
Queen Esther?
History will remember what...
This is my favorite picture of Ivanka ever.
President Trump believed. He is the greatest president in American history, and we're here because...
Maxed Out Bear sent $10 on Rumble. I stole some coins out of the Trump was right jar to pay for this super chat.
Yeah, Trump was right.
Showed the world that strength and peace go hand in hand. They are not opposites, they are partners.
Actually, this is my favorite image of Ivanka ever. Ooh. How about that next shot, guys? She's like, oh, what is this thing that I'm holding here, Rabbi? She's like, ooh, bad angle there. I thought she was a model. How could she ever be photographed making this face? When she lays down in bed and reads a book or like leans her head back on a pillow to watch TV, that's the angle. Whoa. She probably got that fixed. She saw this photo all over the press and she's like, oh my God, I need another facelift. Facelift and cheek chin implants and the whole shebang I'm sure she got. Anyway, blame the Jews. Her dark hair roots too, yeah.
As they return home.
Oh, we played that one. Best president we've ever seen. There's my predictions. They would be back.
But some of the things I hate, I can tell you, we have weapons that...
Wow. I just finally looked at the clock the first time. We're already 2 hours in. We're still 100 from the goal. I'm going to keep going all day if I have to.
Ever dreamt of. I can tell you, we have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do. I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous. It's so dangerous, so bad. But we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them. And we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. And
you better be gracious. Standing ovation for the weapons to Israel. Nice. Winning.
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? Huh? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them.
Girls are sent $10 on Rumble. This is an epic KMN day.
Historic.
We deserve this epic stream. I can save Ivanka.
Oh, maybe you can. I know. If we can't hit the goal on today's stream with everything happening, we might as well throw in the towel and not stream ever again. If we can't hit our meek and humble goal on today's news, on Trump at the Knesset with all these clips, all this vindication, all of this winning.
And
I don't know if we
used them very well. But so many that Israel became strong and powerful, which ultimately led to peace. That's what led to peace. It's been confirmed, and everybody understands.
Oh, he's going to put Kushner in charge of a new Iran deal. Great. Imagine my shock.
So we dropped 14 bombs on Iran's key nuclear facilities, totally, as I said originally, obliterating them.
Yeah, you've used the advanced weapons very well on all those poor little Palestinians
on Rumble.
that have no military.
Oh, okay.
Bifurcatio, thank you.
And that's been confirmed, and everybody understands it. Together we stop the #1 state sponsor of terror from obtaining the world's most dangerous weapons. And if you think about it, if
Yellow Jacket, this Jewish Christian girl, says tribulation just started today. Didn't I mention that earlier? Jacob's trouble, tribulation, birth pangs of the Messiah. No, we're going to have the time of peace for 3.5 years in the 7-year covenant right before Trump's election, 2028 election.
We didn't do that. And assuming we made the same deal that we have today, there'd be a dark cloud over this deal. And #1, it wouldn't happen because the other Arab and Muslim nations really wouldn't feel comfortable.
Corn Pop sent $5. Imagine going to heaven and having to take care of a horse ranch.
I know. There's no horses that never poop in heaven.
Zoomer of Odin sent $10.
Thank you, Zoomer of Odin,
for this broadcast. Hail Goiziak.
Thank you.
Oh, great Odin's raven.
Thank you.
Making the deal that we have now, right? If Iran had that nuclear weapon that they were about 2 months away from having, they would have had it in 2 months or maybe less than that. They were right at, this was our last shot. They looked at it for 22 years. This was our last shot. The pilots told me that. They said, 22 years, sir. They looked at it. Our predecessors looked, they studied it. 3 times a year would do drills on that exact attack. And boy, did they get it right. But let's just.
I know, huh? I glazed over that last clip of him talking about the weapons. He's proud of, Lisa says he's proud of using those horrible advanced weapons on little children. He's like, you Jews are so good at pressing those buttons and flying those drones and launching those missiles we gave you to win your war of terror.
Assume they didn't, and let's assume there was large-scale nuclear weapons in the hands of Iran. We couldn't be here today, even if we signed the deal, which we couldn't do because a lot of people would not want to have anything to do with it. We took a big cloud off of the Middle East and off of Israel. To help, but it isn't it true though that can you imagine the same? Let's assume, Bibi, the same documents. We had everything the same, but you had somebody out there that was, in the opinion of everybody, all powerful in the Middle East. They took a big hit, didn't they? Didn't they take a big hit? Boy, oh boy.
They got it from one side, from the other. And you know, it would be great if we could make a peace deal with them. And I think that's me. Would you be happy with that? Wouldn't it be nice, I think?
Oh,
I think they want to.
Not too happy about that one. A lot of people did not clap for that.
They're tired. Somebody said, sir, they're starting their nuclear program again. I said, let me tell you something. They're not starting anything. They want to survive. The last thing they want to do is start digging holes again in mountains that just got blown up and start. They're not doing this. They want to survive, okay? But I think we have a chance. Steve, you, and I think Jared, come on, I'll call you back for another one. We always bring Jared when we want to get that deal closed. We bring Jared, but Steve, you and Jared and the General and Pete.
Dude, Jared's coming back to more Abraham Accords.
Marco, you'll get that deal done easy. I think that'll be easy. But first, we have to get Russia done. We got to get that one done. If you don't mind, Steve, let's focus on Russia first. All right.
Okay, there it is. The shift
We'll
focuses to Russia.
In Lebanon, the DAC.
All right. Shift going to Russia. There's the there will never be World War III. Mission accomplished, Trump. That's funny. Trump's testy handshake with Macron. See this. 30-second handshake. Dude, Trump's the handshake master. They've probably done this 25 times. Look, there they are. They're dabbing it up. They're broing it up. Dude. Literally arm wrestling. Chirp. Russia is next. Clap it up, Shabos. Okay. Big news. You know what? I got all this Christian stuff, but we're 2 hours in, and I got to save some stuff for tomorrow, maybe. This Fuentes stuff. I don't have. We're gonna do this tomorrow on the show. We're gonna cover all this tomorrow, same time tomorrow. I can't do all this right now. Where's the clip that we ended on? Because we didn't hit the goal. I would have kept going if we hit the goal, but I gotta go get something to eat and get my book done. So we will finish this tomorrow. We'll end it there on the historic Trump and Israel and Gaza Peace Summit show and pick up where we left off tomorrow with all this kosher Christian stuff. Some new Catholics, immigration, and Fuentes talking about how he needs the Jews to kill Jesus so he could be saved. And Groyper talking to Vivek saying, oh, dude, look at this. Think for Yourself YouTube channel, who's been on the show, is dressing up like Jesus and talking to Jews, I think in New York. Dude, look at that hair on the side. Jeez. Look at that side profile. Anyway, we'll cover all that tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give us a like, share, subscribe, clip the show, spread the word. Thank you, Dan Bigfoot.
Dan Bigfoot
What do I think
sent
Israel will do
$5
next?
on Rumble. What do you think Israel will do next? Think they will violate ceasefire right away or claim Hamas did?
No, they'll probably, they always have to do things in response, defending themselves. So they'll probably just be something. There's a million ways that this war could get started back up. Thank you,
Stacia0927 sent $10 on Rumble. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Stacia. Always the best, Stacia. All right, love you guys. Huge show. It's all going down. It's all happening. It's all biblical.
Brilzer sent $5
Brilzer, you got
on Rumble.
banned again.
My
huh?
ex got gassed again. Follow Brilzer on X Plaza.
Dude, you're just getting shut down left and right. I will follow Vrilzer on Twitter. Thank you, Vrilzer. And you gotta behave yourself when you got a small channel. I think you gotta be careful. It doesn't take much to get you, especially with all the Christians flagging you, which I'm sure they do. But we will be back tomorrow with all the rest of the news, all that other Christian stuff. I hope you guys have a nice night. Take care. Let's do this one. Guess what, guys? We're back. After credits news, something I missed. In an amazing moment, President Trump just had a warm greeting with Palestinian President Abbas following the peace deal in Gaza. They had a conversation, and Trump was listening very intently to what he had to say. West Bank Palestinian statehood incoming. That's what'll be the betrayal. We need a lip reader. Get the lip reader out here. Holding hands with the thumbs up. Dude. I can't believe I missed this. Time to rebuild, yeah. Build back bracelets? I wonder what he's saying. You gotta give us statehood. You're the only one standing in the way. We don't support Hamas. We won't attack Israel. What do you think he's saying? Yeah, handshake for killing all his people. Well, I mean, he's not technically Hamas in Gaza. Dude, what a combo. Oh, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down.